What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Keffer KIA and we're going to take a look at this 2022 KIA Sorento Hybrid EX. So huge shout out to them for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description. The Sorento that you see behind me is finished off in snow white pearl and it has an MSRP just under $40,000. So we're going to start off today's review with what powers this hybrid for the Sorento. This comes with the 1.6 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's also paired with the 66.9 kilowatt motor, and it also has the 6-speed automatic transmission. Combined, it pumps out 227 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. This is front-wheel drive, weighs in right around 4,500 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in just under 7 seconds, up to its top speed of 131 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 17.7 gallons. You can expect to see around 35 miles per gallon in the city and 33 out on the highway. And it also has a total electric range of 32 miles. This has a wheelbase of 110.8 inches. Its overall length is 189.4. It has a width of 74.8, a height of 66.7 inches, and its ground clearance measures in at 6.9 inches. And so now let's take a look at the exterior for this Kia Sorento. So we're going to start off with these LED headlights. You'll notice that they have a quad beam design to them. The outer two are the headlights, the inner two are the high beams. We have the turn signal and the LED DRL running just below that. Definitely gives it a really unique look. I love how sleek these housings are too. And you'll notice on the top section, there's a brushed trim piece running across the entire upper section of the grille, and it matches nicely with the Kia badge that is front and center. You'll also notice too that the grille is finished off in gloss black, has plenty of cutouts to provide maximum cooling to this engine, and we have a lot of aerodynamic vents up front. You'll see right in the middle of the bumper we have a cutout. It's also in the lower section, and on both sides this has functional air inlets, so that way airflow can get directed right on the corners of the bumper and go around the front tires, just adding a little bit more aerodynamics. You'll see in the lower section too, this has LED fog lights. It's really nice how they're integrated on both sides right in the mesh there, so they are hidden but functional at the same time. You'll see there's more brush trim in the lower section of the bumper. Really nice edges too. I like all the contours running across the front end. And then as we work our way up to the hood, you can see there's really nice lines coming down both sides. And I like how we have this C-shaped design running across the entire front end. Just gives it more of a clean look rather than having some edges. And as we work our way to the side, you'll see this model has the 17-inch wheels with a two-tone design. We have the new Kia badge on the wheel cap there. You'll see these side mirrors have a two-tone design as well. The base of them is gloss black. We have body colored on the top, as well as the integrated turn signal. You'll see that this has the full moonroof as well. The roof racks are finished off in that brush trim. You'll see it surrounding the windows. It's just below the side mirrors and in the lower section of the door. So it really matches well with this exterior color. And you'll see those crisp lines run to the side of the vehicle here. You'll see it around the fender flares, both in the front and the rear. Really nice line kind of in the middle section of the door there. And then that line that I mentioned earlier just above the headlights makes its way all the way back to the taillights just to tie it in nicely. And then last up in the rear, you'll see we have the body colored spoiler. There's some gloss black trim underneath it, as well as the third brake light. You'll see more trim on the side just to blend it in nicely with this rear glass. We have the Kia badge, as well as the backup camera and all the parking sensors. You'll see Sorento spelled out in the middle section of the power liftgate, and then down in the lower section of the bumper, you can see more brushed aluminum, just tying it in with the rest of the vehicle. And we even have more of that curved shape right in the middle. So you'll see that line that continues from up front, wrapping right around the middle. So I really like how that's almost one continuous line running around the middle section of the entire vehicle. So that's a look at the exterior for this Sorento. Now before we take a look at the interior, this model does have remote start. So if I lock it by using this button on the side and holding this here, you may not be able to hear it because it's the hybrid version of course, but you can hold on that and it will automatically start up, which is a really nice feature to have. You can also hold on this too if you'd like to shut it off. And then we have unlock on the side. So if I walk up to the vehicle now, we'll take a look at the interior. And you can see on the door panel here, we have a really nice two-tone design. You'll see more brushed trim separating the black from this color here. We also have more brushed aluminum on the release handle. You can see all of the window controls along with lock and unlock and the side mirror adjustments. We have the grab handle right in the middle. A good amount of storage space down in the lower section of the door, and this also has the 6-speaker audio sound system. And as we work our way to the interior now, you'll see these beautiful leather seats, really nice pattern running down them, and then down on the sides you'll also notice we have all the automatic adjustments. As we move on to the interior now for the Sorento, I have the driver door opened up all the way, and you'll see that this has a very low door sill, making it very easy to enter and exit. We have the grab handle where we can easily shut the door. And looking at the steering wheel now, you'll see it's completely covered in solid black leather. There's really nice silver stitching running along the inside of it. And now let's go ahead and start this up. So with my foot on the brake, you'll notice we have a lot of brushed aluminum accents. It's even on the engine start stop. We can go ahead and bring this to life. And looking at this gauge cluster, you'll see over on the left side is the charge and eco meter. On the right side is the miles per hour. And then front and center, you'll see there's an LCD screen where we can go through a lot of information using these buttons over on the right side of the steering wheel. You'll also notice too, we have the distance pacing and the steering assist. We have some arrows here to go through all that information along with mode and a pages button. So right now you can see miles per hour along with your total range up top. If I scroll down, we can look at the engine temperature along with your TPMS. And then going into the other pages, you can see your energy flow along with your driving style. So you can monitor how you've been driving this vehicle. You can also go through the different driving modes. So we have Eco, Sport, and Smart, just depending on how you'd like to drive this. You can scroll up and look at your driving information, your average trip and distance, and all of that, along with your fuel economy. You can also pull up your compass. We have the adaptive cruise, so you can monitor that, along with the attention level. So if you've been driving this vehicle for a long period of time, it will tell you when it's time to pull over and take a break. Really nice feature to have. You'll also notice too below we have some fixed information like your fuel gauge and your battery voltage. So it's nice to have all of that right in the gauge cluster. As we work our way back to the steering wheel, you'll see we have volume and tuning for the radio along with Bluetooth and voice commands, and you have different mode buttons for the radio as well. And this also has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. You'll see those are finished off in brushed aluminum to match all of the other accents, which is a really nice touch. And then as we work our way to the left side, you'll see this is how we can open up that power liftgate. We have lane keeping assist along with traction control and a dimmer switch for the gauges. You'll notice we have 2 air vents. Some more of that brushed aluminum running just below the gauges. And then as we work our way to the center, you'll see this touchscreen system here measures just over 10 inches. It's really easy to go through all this info. And we even have some buttons on the left side and the right side. So you can see currently we're on the map. You can also click on navigation here to go through all that information. We have radio and media along with power and volume for the radio. And then just by clicking on that home icon, we can pull up all of these different icons here to go through all this information. So we have the hybrid system. You can go into your climate controls, pull up the map as you just saw. We have valley mode, your quiet mode, even phone projection. So that's how you can pair your phone to the system. You can look at notifications, your manual. You can even go to the calm screen here. So if you don't want to see any of those icons, you just want to see the date and the time, you can pull that up. Over on the right side, we have a favorites button. So you can use this for whatever you'd like to use the most. So it's really quick to be able to get to that info. We have setup, seek and track, and then tuning for the radio. So I really like this system. It offers a lot of information. You'll see on both sides we have more air vents along with brushed aluminum, and right in the middle is all of the climates. So if you don't want to use them up on this touchscreen here, we have actual physical buttons. So you can adjust the fan speed right in the center. We have temperature for driver and passenger, your defroster, some other recirc buttons. So it's really nice to have that laid out with this small LCD screen right in the middle. And then as we work our way below that, you'll see on both sides, we have the heated seat adjustments for driver and passenger. So it's really nice to have those right there. And then there's a large storage bin here with a wireless charger on the right side, a little bit of storage on the left side. You can see all of the auxiliaries in the back, so you can charge other electronics if you'd like to. And you can also hide that away. Really nice to have that design right in the middle. You'll see we have 2 cup holders along with a little bit of storage space. And then right in the middle is how we select gears. So with my foot on the brake, if I just rotate this dial to the left, that is for reverse. So you'll see the backup camera up here with the guidelines. There's also these sensors that you can see over on the right side, and we can also adjust this angle. So if you're backing up in a parking spot, you can see this curb right here. This just gives you a little bit different of an angle, which is really nice to see. And then you have other settings that you can go into just to get that dialed in. To go into drive, we'll just turn this all the way to the right. We have neutral right in the middle, and then park is on the top. You'll see Sorento spelled out just behind that. This is the dial for the different driving modes, as I already went over. You'll also see too, we have the auto hold as well as a shortcut to the camera system, so you don't have to be in reverse in order to pull that system up. We have a downhill assist control. You can turn on and off the parking sensors, and we have the electronic parking brake right in the middle. you'll see there's a little bit of storage space right in front of the center armrest. And if I open this up now, there is plenty of room for anything you'd like to place in here. We even have this removable tray if you'd like to get that out of the way if needed. And then making our way to the glove box now, you'll see there's plenty of room for everything you have to place there. We'll take another look at these seats, which have a really nice design to them. And like I mentioned earlier, we have the full moonroof. So I can use that button up top to open that all the way to the back. It goes just behind the back seats. You can also use that button to open up the sunroof as well. We have the dome lights up here too, and a few help buttons in front of that. As we work our way to the second row now for the Sorento, you'll see the door panels finished off just like up front. We have a little bit of storage space down below, and even a place you can put a drink right in the middle. So it's great to see that. And this model has the captain's chairs for the second row. So at 5'10", I'm gonna go ahead and hop in. You'll notice right off the bat behind both front seats, we have a little bit of storage if you need to use that. 2 air vents are right in the middle, and we even have a USB and a 12 volt down below, so that way you can charge electronics from the second row. There's even some storage pockets on the sides where you could place your phone or other smaller items. And you'll see with the seat set at my height, which is 5'10", I have plenty of room for my feet and my legs. You can even slide these seats forwards and backwards as needed. And then for my headroom, I have a few inches above my head. You can even use this to recline the seats too if you want a little bit more comfort. And we even have armrests. So these are captain's chairs for the second row, just to give you that added comfort. You'll also see too that on the sides we have another USB, so you can charge electronics from there. We also have the cut through here, so that way you can gain access to the third row going through the middle. Or you can slide the seat all the way forwards. So all you need to do is push on this button to the right side of the headrest. It will automatically fold and slide forwards, giving you great access into the back area. And again, at 5'10", I have plenty of room. I can slide the seat all the way back and lock it into place. And you'll notice that I have plenty of room for my feet and my legs here. My knees are a little bit higher up, but it's pretty comfortable. My head is just up against the headliner. I could be back here riding around here through town if I needed to be. And you'll see over on this side, we have a little bit of storage along with another USB and a cup holder. We have that same thing over on the passenger side. You'll see there's another 12 volt in the back, and you can even use these controls to fold down the middle row. So if you are back here, if you have the third row folded, you can quickly fold down the second row just to get a little bit more storage. And last up, we'll take a look at the rear storage area. So I'm just gonna use the button on the key fob. You'll see the power liftgate automatically open up. There is a button up underneath if you'd like to use that too. And you'll see with the third row up, we have a little bit of storage where you can place some items. There's even some hidden storage space up underneath the floor. We have the jack over on one side, and you'll see there's a little bit of a storage bin on that left side there. And then to fold down the back row here, all we have to do is pull on this. It's a little bit easier with 2 hands, but you just pull on this strap, you'll see the headrest fold down, and you can push that seat all the way down. And now you can see you have a good amount of storage if you do have backseat passengers. And then with all these seats folded down, you can see just how much more storage space there is, giving you a lot of practicality for this 3-row SUV. And then with the power liftgate, you can close and lock the vehicle, or push on the one on the left, it will automatically close. All right, so getting this 2022 Kia Sorento Hybrid out on the road, it's been pretty interesting to drive this with the hybrid engine. First time I've been behind the wheel of this one, and I've had it in eco mode for most of my day today, just moving it around the parking lot. Having it in eco mode is pretty cool. You don't have to turn on the gas engine if you're just moving it around. We have just over 30 miles for that range, which is pretty interesting to see. So I think it's really helpful in certain situations where you don't need to necessarily have the engine on. And we have the regenerative braking as well. So that way you can charge that system when you don't have the engine on. And giving it a little bit of gas in eco mode, you can tell we're in eco mode. It doesn't really get up. We don't have the full potential of the combined engine with the hybrid system. So it's not really something that you would use to merge onto the highway, anything like that. Maybe if you're just cruising or driving around the city, you can use eco mode. But now let's put it into a sport mode, and we can give it a little bit of gas here. You can definitely feel a difference. Now on that eco meter too is also the rest of the RPM gauge. So you can clearly see that if you're in eco mode or you're going into that RPM range, kind of where you are level wise as far as how much power you're using from the battery or combined with the engine. It's not a very quick vehicle, but it can get up to speed. So for the weight of it, I think that's pretty adequate. But as far as cruising, it's been very comfortable and quiet. The Sorento is a really nice SUV. As you've already seen all of the features that I've gone over, it's really nice to use all of these. Everything is laid out well. We have everything that you need. without going overboard. So we have all the info you need in the center. We have that LCD screen. I think it's a really good package for what you're getting. You don't have a crazy amount of tech. And as far as visibility goes for this SUV, I really like the fact that we have a small window just by the side mirrors here, so you can easily see over that passenger side. And then the pillars in this are really not all that bulky. You pretty much have a 360-degree view. I can even see out of that third passenger glass, so I can see around that pillar just by looking out of the rear view, and then I have my side mirror, of course, so you really don't have any blind spots. I also just noticed too, we do have the blind spot monitor, so I can see that in the side mirror right now as there's a car over there. And so now getting behind the wheel from the POV angle, we'll give it a little bit of gas in sport mode. And you can see we can get up to speed just like that. Definitely a very quiet vehicle to drive. You can get another look at this gauge cluster and all the interior materials. I really like for the price. We get all of the brushed aluminum, we have leather. It's a very, very nice interior. As you can hear, the lane keeping assist there, just going over the line. You can shut that off. We have that over on this left side again. I could see this being a great daily driver. You could put a lot of miles on this and pretty much have everything you need. You can spec the Sorento that suits you best. So they have a lot of different trims, a lot of different options, which is really nice to see. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive, getting behind the wheel of this 2022 Kia Sorento Hybrid EX. Once again, huge shout out to Keffer KIA for providing this vehicle for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. I'll have that info down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's review, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video.